In terms of this new schedule, you're going to have 10 world ranking events, 5 of them in China, and 3 smaller events in China as well. So it's a very, very heavy-duty schedule. First of all, your reaction to it?
Well, obviously, a big difference if you go back before Barry Hearn took over. We only had 6 ranking events, so we were waiting like maybe a month or 6 weeks between tournaments. Now we don't have any time, which it's gone from a complete famine to a feast now. So I think all the players are delighted. Obviously there's going to be a lot more travelling for particularly the top players like O'Sullivan who may not travel to all the events, but definitely for players down the rankings, it's fantastic news.
Well, indeed, because you mentioned Ronnie. In fact, Ronnie's all over the papers today. He's talking about maybe having to take a holiday. He doesn't think he's going to play before September. And he says, I don't think I'll play more than 10 events next season. It will make it difficult to qualify for the Masters, but that is my decision. And I guess as we go further on and the guys come back into the arena, it's going to be a situation where the players may be allowed to pick and choose their own schedule, which is going to give an extra element of dynamism, I guess, to it all.
Yes, and if there's enough prize money eventually in the game, then that's quite nice to be able to do that. At the moment, I think perhaps, you know, compared to, say, the golf or the tennis world, we're still a bit shy of that type of prize money. And to some degree, you're going to have to it polarises a player's views. You know, you're going to have to take your decision as to whether you're a full-time player or you jack it in. I think to some degree, Stephen Hendry decided that he wasn't prepared to trawl around trying to get results, and it sort of quicken things up for him.
Do you think there will be more retirements as a consequence of this heavier schedule?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not quite sure there will be retirements, but there will certainly be, particularly the top players who have played maybe 100 matches before they've even come into this Crucible event, that they will maybe pick and choose. I think they'll get to a certain stage where they'll have to pick and choose their events just to save their energy, you know?
Yeah, and also, if you're not getting anywhere in the events, it's costly. It's okay for getting to the final stages, so yeah, it may actually increase people's decisions to jack it in, to be quite honest, but you will get some great players turning out in their place.
But also what it will do, it will encourage players trying to come into the game, that there are lots of prize money on offer. It will encourage younger players to actually pick up the game, whereas like 3 or 4 years ago there wasn't really a future for snooker. Now there is a future for snooker, that you can earn lots of money, lots of opportunities to earn money, and lots of opportunities to make a living. So that will encourage more players, because we need more younger players all over the country, all over the world, playing snooker for the future of the sport.
Well, Barry Hearn indeed echoed those sentiments. He said this is going to be a young man's sport. So that's the future perhaps, but this is the present. And back we go to this semi-final.
That was all very interesting to see how the rankings are going and where they're going. And of course the gentleman sitting next to me, he doesn't have to worry about rankings, because he's retired, even though he would probably have been around number 23 in the world. But it's great to have you in the commentary box, Stephen.
Well, obviously I would rather be out there, but got second prize, best seat in the house.
Matthew Stevens, full.
The middle pocket's always in the same place, Dennis. It never moves, but still, that was very unlucky to go in off there. Hit that superb.
You could try that at billiards and you'd be there for 10 years. There's no way you could screw into the middle pocket from that position. But the black isn't available for this long pot that Matthew's looking at, so he'll have to get a bit of action. Matthew was having a look up and putting his tongue out at his family. I think that was Freddie, his sonny, probably. That's Freddie there, and his wife Claire next to Freddie. Now where's that red going to go? He thought that would be the only one he could leave, and look where it's landed.
Yeah, he tried to play that shot with an element of safety, but I always think if you're going to go for the pot, just concentrate in the pot, just go for the blue. In the end, he still ended up leaving a red on for Ronnie.
Yeah, that last shot
One.
that Matthew took on is the type of shot that a lot of players practice. And I remember when I used to go up to Stirling to Spencer Snooker Club, Stephen Hendry would be there practicing those long pots similar to this. He never used to miss very many. Of course, it's a little bit more difficult when you get out into the big arena. But practice does make perfect.
6.
Ronnie immediately taking the opportunity to clear the black here.
7.
Soft screw. Natural angle to just drop the black in off one cushion for a choice of 3 reds to the right corner.
Once again, playing
14.
and leaving himself a choice of reds. If he pulled up a little shorter, he had the one to the right of the pink. Now he's got this.
15.
Might have to look at the pink here because he's not the right angle on the blue. Just a little short on this.
Although he's got 2 loose reds, Ronnie will already be planning his attack on the pack, when to open them up. The best way to open them up would be from the blue, because now the pink is underneath the pack.
21.
Makes that a little bit easier. There's not a big target to open them up from the black. Unless it gets low in the black, you can stun into the pink, but I think that's a riskier shot.
Well, because of the way he's finished on the black, he might have to play the cannon here. I think his plan was, as you were thinking there, Stephen, leave the black, pot the black, the red to the right of the bunch, up from the blue, and then into the bunch of reds. But might have to change his plan here and go into them this time. That was always the problem from that angle, playing it with the side. It's so easy just to slide off the side of the pack.
29. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 29.
That will irritate Ronnie. When he's in the balls, he expects to win the frame, and one does it every time he's at the table, so there was a good chance there.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite on the black as he would have liked. But after winning the frame before the mid-session interval with that magnificent 110 break, like you say, Stephen, he wanted to try and clinch this with one visit. What has Matthew spotted here? Is there a red that he can feel he can pot and find the gap? I think there might just be. It's very tight.
Yeah, it's one of them. He doesn't want to get it thick.
And he didn't get it thick. But the cannon on the brown has left a chance for Ronnie. Had he have slipped past the brown, this would have been quite a difficult pot, but we know how well Ronnie's cueing, and okay, they're not a gimme, but the form he showed before the mid-session interval, you would expect him to get close to this, and he'll automatically finish on pink or black. Yeah, beautiful cueing. 2 more sessions to be played. One tomorrow morning and the concluding session tomorrow evening. And Ronnie would like to stretch this lead here because he knows he's up against a very dangerous opponent in Matthew Stevens.
Eight.
It's amazing. Last night we said on numerous occasions the players just didn't get a chance in around the black like this. The frames went
15.
rather awkward. Red's up the other end of the table.
16.
Tactical play. Neither player really got chances like this, so it's totally different today.
Too far to play for the black, so unless he can screw off the cushion. Yep, it was straight enough.
24.
Screw the white ball off the side cushion and stay on the black, so a choice of reds. One to the right corner, one to the left corner.
$31.
The last frame
32.
lasted just under 9 minutes, and this one's just coming up to 10 minutes. You wouldn't think it was going to last much longer. Already 64 in front.
39.
So this red to leave Matthew needing a snooker.
Yeah, and this is 3 in a row for Ronnie. Matthew needs to get a frame on the board quickly. Doesn't want Ronnie running away and winning 3 out of 4 of these frames of this second session.
And every chance now of back-to-back centuries for Ronnie.
51.
Yeah, he seems to have found another gear, Dennis. Matthew won the first 2 frames to level the match at 5 each. And apart from the next frame where Matthew had a slight chance to pinch it, it's been all Ronnie.
58. 59. $64. 65.
Every chance now of Ronnie's 8th century in this year's Betfred.com World Championship, which will overtake another Welshman, Jamie Jones, who has made 7.
71. 73.
It really is poetry in motion.
76.
This game is just not that
80.
easy, but he's making it look so.
$85. 91.
Another unbelievable century break for Ronnie O'Sullivan. That's back-to-back centuries, and he extends his lead. He now leads by 3 frames. It's 8-5. Well, Stephen, he really, as you said, he slipped up a gear, and he is one of the players that can do that. And when you're sitting in your chair, as Matthew is, there's not a lot you can do about this.
Exactly, that's the toughest part about snooker. And as I said, there's 3 frames left in this session. Matthew really needs to win 2 of them at least. He doesn't want to give Ronnie a big lead going into tomorrow.